You're still paying $20 a month for ChatGPT and wondering why it keeps getting dumber. You ask it a complex question, and it just agrees with you like a yes man, instead of actually thinking. Well, I spent weeks digging into what's really happening inside OpenAI right now, and what I found is way worse than lazy outputs. The company behind ChatGPT might be heading for a total collapse.
Welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the description below to subscribe. You will get the key AI news, tools, and learning resources to stay ahead.
So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why OpenAI is burning through $14 billion a year, why their best people are jumping ship, and why the developers and enterprise clients who actually spend serious money on AI are quietly migrating to Claude. By the end of this, you'll understand the full picture of what's happening behind the curtain at the most hyped company in tech, and you'll be able to make a much smarter decision about where you put your time and money. Let's start with the numbers because they are brutal. They're the burn rate that could sink everything. Here's a number that should make your jaw drop. OpenAI is on track to lose $14 billion this year. Not revenue, not valuation dip, actual cash losses. To give you some perspective, the entire Manhattan Project, adjusted for inflation, cost about $30 billion. OpenAI will chew through that in roughly 2 years. And the reason is painfully simple. Unlike a normal software company where serving one more user costs almost nothing, every single time you send a message to GPT, it costs OpenAI real compute power. Their gross margins have cratered to 33%. For a software company, that's not just bad. That's emergency room territory. Most successful software businesses run at 70 to 80% margins. But here's where it gets really interesting. OpenAI has entered what analysts are calling a circular financing loop with NVIDIA. NVIDIA invests billions into OpenAI, and then OpenAI immediately hands that money right back to NVIDIA to buy more chips. It's like borrowing money from your landlord just to pay rent. The money never actually stays in the house. Analysts from HSBC and Deutsche Bank have flagged this as a potential sustainability crisis. The music is playing, but the chairs are disappearing. And the Microsoft relationship, which was supposed to be OpenAI's safety net, is fraying fast. Microsoft poured $13 billion into OpenAI between 2019 and 2023. On paper, that investment is now worth $228 billion, a 17x return. Sounds great, right? Except Microsoft is now training its own in-house model, called MAI-1, on 15,000 GPUs to replace GPT inside its own products. They even threatened to sue OpenAI over a new deal with Amazon. When your biggest investor starts building your replacement and lawyering up, that's not a partnership anymore. That's a divorce. The Claude migration, nobody's talking about. Now this is the part that should genuinely worry OpenAI shareholders, if they had any yet. While Sam Altman was busy chasing Hollywood deals and announcing trillion-dollar data center projects, Anthropic was doing something radically different. They were just building better tools for the people who actually pay the bills. The shift is already measurable. Among businesses buying AI tools for the first time in 2026, 70% are choosing Claude over ChatGPT. That's not a rounding error, that's a landslide. And the reason comes down to something surprisingly simple. Claude doesn't just feel like a text box anymore. When Anthropic launched artifacts in Claude 3.5 Sonnet, it turned the whole experience into a side-by-side workspace. You're not just chatting with an AI, you're building alongside one. Apps, diagrams, documents, all rendered live in the same window. ChatGPT still hasn't caught up to that workflow. And then there's the developer side of the equation. Claude Code is outperforming OpenAI's Codex on the SWE Bench benchmark, scoring 80.9% versus GPT 5.4's 77.3%. Developers are reporting that GPT models have become lazy, getting stuck in what the community calls sycophancy loops, where the model just tells you what you want to hear, instead of actually solving the problem. There's even a leaked internal system at OpenAI called preemptive input analysis that allegedly routes complex prompts to cheaper, less capable models behind the scenes while still showing the flagship branding. When your users start calling your AI a gaslighter, you have a trust problem that no marketing budget can fix. What's emerging is something analysts call an identity moat. If you're a professional, a developer, someone doing serious work, you use Claude. If you're a student who needs a quick essay, you use ChatGPT. That's a devastating brand positioning for a company valued at $850 billion. Sora dies, Spud is born. Remember when Sora broke the internet? OpenAI's AI video generator was supposed to be the future of content creation. Well, it's dead. OpenAI pulled the plug after it was burning $15 million a day with barely $2.1 million in total lifetime revenue. Disney walked away from $1 billion partnership. That's not a pivot, that's a reckoning. But OpenAI didn't just quit. They redirected everything into a new model codenamed Spud. And this is where the story gets genuinely fascinating. Spud isn't a chatbot upgrade. Greg Brockman described it as a model built to move the economy. It's designed for agentic autonomy, meaning it doesn't just answer your questions, it completes tasks. Think of it as a digital employee that can operate your computer, manage your calendar, handle your business operations, all on autopilot. The technical ambitions are massive. Native multimodal training across text, vision, and audio simultaneously. Response latency below human perception thresholds. And something called infinite context continuity that allegedly solves the problem of AI forgetting what you said 10 minutes ago. This is OpenAI's Hail Mary pass. If Spud delivers on even half of these promises, it justifies the entire $850 billion valuation. But if it turns out to be another chatbot with a fancy name and the same lazy outputs users have been complaining about, the investor confidence evaporates overnight. Here's the uncomfortable truth that Harvard and Stanford researchers have already identified. Autonomous AI agents are still 68.7% less reliable than human AI teams on messy, real-world tasks. Spud doesn't just need to be good. It needs to close a reliability gap that no one has cracked yet. Ours, the talent exodus and internal civil war. But here's the thing. Even if Spud's architecture is brilliant on paper, you need brilliant people to build it. And OpenAI's best people are leaving in waves. Researchers at OpenAI are 8 times more likely to leave for Anthropic than the other way around. Jerry Tworek, who was central to the O1 reasoning series. Shengjie Zhao, who helped build GPT-4o. Both gone. Not retired, gone to competitors actively building the tools designed to replace OpenAI. Meta is reportedly offering $100 million signing bonuses to poach top AI researchers. Ilya Sutskever and Mira Murati didn't just leave. They left to build what the industry is openly calling OpenAI killers. If you look at a graphic of OpenAI's original founding team, about 90% of those faces are now grayed out. That's not normal attrition. That's a cultural collapse. And the internal dynamics are even messier. There's a reported rift between CEO Sam Altman and CFO Sarah Friar. Friar reportedly thinks Altman is rushing the IPO timeline, and she's being excluded from key meetings as a result. Meanwhile, Altman directed the company to deprioritize exploratory research projects in favor of monetizable productivity tools for the IPO. The scientific staff, the people who joined because they believed in the AGI mission, feel like the company sold its soul for a stock ticker. When your researchers think the mission is dead, the innovation dies next. The legal minefield. And if all of that isn't enough, OpenAI is walking into the biggest legal minefield in tech history. The Elon Musk lawsuit is heading to a jury trial, and the stakes are staggering. Musk is seeking $134 billion in restitution, arguing that OpenAI used his nonprofit funding to build a commercial empire. If the jury gets access to the Brockman diaries, internal emails that allegedly show the nonprofit mission was performative from the start, this could cripple OpenAI's finances before the IPO even launches. Layer on top of that the consolidated copyright litigation. The New York Times, the Authors Guild, major music publishers, they've all combined their claims. A German court has already ruled that ChatGPT violated copyright by using music from popular artists in its training data. The EU AI Act has classified certain OpenAI activities as unacceptable risk. The company has already set aside over $500 million in a restructuring fund just for legal costs this year. And that number is almost certainly going up. And then there's the Stargate project, OpenAI's $500 billion infrastructure bet with Oracle and SoftBank. The 1.2 gigawatt Texas campus is behind schedule. Expansion plans were scrapped because of power grid backlogs. And the planned UAE facility has drawn threats from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, who've warned they'll strike the data center unless Washington changes its regional policy. Building the future of AI is hard enough without geopolitical risks turning your data centers into targets. Conclusion: Divinity or bankruptcy? So here's where we stand. OpenAI is the most watched company in the world right now, and 2026 is the year that decides everything. They're either about to achieve what some are calling divinity, launching a model that genuinely automates the economy and justifies a trillion-dollar valuation, or they're about to become the biggest cautionary tale in Silicon Valley history. A netscape for the AI age. The financial model doesn't work without a breakthrough. Raising $100 billion every 18 months to fund a $14 billion annual deficit is not a business plan, it's a prayer. The talent is draining, the legal walls are closing in, and the professionals who actually drive revenue are migrating to Claude. If Spud works, really works, everything changes. If it doesn't, the migration accelerates, and OpenAI becomes a consumer product that professionals grew out of. So I want to hear from you. Are you still using ChatGPT, or have you already made the switch? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you want to stay ahead of everything happening in the AI space, hit that subscribe button. This story is just getting started, and the next few months are going to be wild.